Okay, today I'm going to be making meatball ragu. I've been hesitating to do this recipe for the reason that it was my mother's trademark basically. She would do this at Christmas every year, and let's just say it brings a lot of memories whenever I make this recipe. But I've been convinced that sharing it would be the best way to honor her memory. So let's get to it, shall we? First you're going to need 2 onions that you're going to chop as finely as you can. You're going to need fresh breadcrumb. For this you're going to need a food processor, about 8 slices of bread, and you just blast the shit out of them. You're going to need some flour because we're going to roll those meatballs into flour before we're going to cook them. You're going to need 5 pounds of pork. You're going to need another 5 pounds of mincemeat. You're going to need basil, thyme, oregano, salt and pepper. And we're going to start mixing our meat and spice. Oh, I forgot. You're going to need 4 eggs. So I'll see you when I'm ready to make the meatballs. Okay, I've mixed the breadcrumb, the eggs, the meat. I didn't put any spices yet. I'm going to put the spices with the juice. The onions also. Next step is going to make little meatballs. These ones are going to be way small. Going to be about that big. You're going to roll them into your flour and you're going to put them aside. And you continue the process until every one of them is rolled into flour. I'll see you when I'm going to be roasting them. Okay, after all your meatballs been floured, you're just going to roast them a little bit. You put your round at medium and you're just going to give them just a little bit of color all around. Don't fully cook them. Let's say a quarter cooked. Then you're going to transfer them into a big pot. I'll see you when I'm ready. Okay, when all your little meatballs have been seasoned a little bit, you're going to cover them with water. Just enough water to cover the whole thing. Then you're going to be adding your spices. We're going to start with some basil, a little bit of salt. We're going to readjust at the end, of course. A little bit of pepper. We're going to put some oregano leaves. And most importantly, some thyme. Start with about probably a tablespoon of each. You readjust as you go. And we're going to boil this for 10 minutes on high round. Then you're going to lower your heat to the minimum for about 5 to 6 hours. I'll see you then. Okay, this part is optional. You can do it or you can't. It's your choice. Me personally, after 5 hours, I love to add potato into the mix, because when the potato cook, they get that smooth taste that I really love with it. And we're gonna put this back to cook until the potatoes are cooked. Okay, while everything is cooking, you're going to prepare your thickening agent for your sauce. You're going to need 1 cup of flour that you put in something that goes into the oven, and you're going to put that flour at broil until it starts browning on top. As soon as it starts browning on top, you start mixing it with a fork. And I'll show you the result when it's done. After 15 to maybe 20 minutes, depending on your element, at broil, your flour should be looking like this, brownish. You mix it very well, and you're gonna let this rest for about an hour. Then I'll show you what to do with it. Well, after an hour, it has cooled down. It's still beautiful. You're gonna add cold water to it. We're gonna be using this to thicken the sauce. What you're looking for is not too thick and not too thin. Once again, you're looking for kind of a double cream type of thing. A little bit tiny more. The roasted flour is going to give a beautiful taste and aroma to your ragu, and it's going to thicken it, thicken the sauce. That's going to be so good. Once your potatoes are cooked, what you do is you drip some of it first. Then you're going to slowly mix it. You don't want to break the potato, you don't want to break the meatballs. So you slowly mix it. And we're going to add a little bit more. And end up putting the whole thing, why not? And you're going to put it back on the round for a few minutes. Keep mixing. Good. Keep mixing because this is going to get thick. But you don't want it too thick. As soon as it's thick enough for you, you just take it out and let it rest. So I'll see you when it's thick. And this is the final result. A beautiful meatball ragu. Ah, boy. You know, I've always believed that food is a connector to your past. There are smells and tastes that you will never forget. They're going to bring you right back to a happier time or sadder time, depending. I really wish that you enjoyed this recipe and that you're going to pass it along. I know my mom would approve now. So I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.